So the return of serve, what are we doing here in terms of sort of the play's angle, right? Well, to a large extent, it depends on your opponent because, and specifically on the quality of the serve you're getting, because if you got a good serve, you're going to be in an offensive position from the get-go, and you're going to be able to enforce your game plan and specifically the plays you want to run on your opponent. So if that's the situation, then your main goal is to just start off by neutralizing. And that typically means a cross-court return and cross-court and deep. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about doing that. And the first is sort of the Rafael Nadal return style, I guess you could say, where he stands a million miles behind the baseline, and he's basically going high and cross-court. And from there, he's going to slowly work his way over as the lefty into the Rafael Nadal play, where it's the strength cross-court into the righty weakness. So it's about neutralizing first, and then it's about working your way over to your particular play. So Andre just hit a couple. So I'm playing real far behind the baseline, and when I do that, I obviously have more time, and my footwork can be a little bit more like a ground stroke. I don't have to only take a couple steps. I can kind of, take a couple extra steps, maybe dance around a little bit, and then just get that thing deep and cross-court. Go to my backhand, Andre. Thanks. So I would just roll that thing deep and cross-court, trying to keep it, hit him a shot that he can't attack. Go ahead. You can hit back to my forehand. Doesn't really matter. But you're just giving yourself a ton of time. Now, what's the disadvantage of standing this far back? Well, give me an angle off the court. If I'm way back here, that's no good. I'm not going to be able to get to those, right? Just go ahead and keep serving it. Those things are tough because now I have a really long distance to cover. So if I hit a shot way over here, even if I get to it, there's all sorts of open court. I'm a million miles behind the baseline. Tricky situation for me to handle. So to a large extent, it's about your opponent. Are they working the corners? If they're not, you can stand this far back behind the baseline because the serve's going to come right to you. If it's got some pace on it, give yourself a little bit of extra time, and you're good. But if that's not the case, if they're working the angles pretty well, you might have to step up. So go ahead. Then you'd be up here, and I was expecting backhand. Go backhand off the court. Then you step up and see how I'm cutting that off here. I'm hitting it here versus way back here. So it's a big, big difference. Now, when you're up here, the footwork needs to be a little bit more precise. Your target is probably still the same. Well, you guys, the same thing. Just you don't need to tell me where you're going. Target's still the same, deep cross court. Now, the one variation, when we get up here, we actually get into two different styles of return. There's the sort of Roger Federer school of thought, which is get the ball in play. Don't try and do too much with it on the backhand. You might chip it. So go to my backhand. I'll just chip it. So I would just chip it and then get the point started. Or you can be a little bit more aggressive and you can do the Novak Djokovic style, which is use the server's pace, but now I'm going to start returning straight down the middle of the court. I'm going right at Andre here. And that one wasn't deep enough. So give me another one. I'm gonna try and get these deeper because the goal, there we go, just like that. That would be like the ideal return because when you serve, you're landing here, and if I hit a shot that's right at your feet, that's going to give you a ton of trouble. This is one of the main ways that Djokovic has tormented Rafa. So actually, Andre, I'm going to return it and then try and make a play on the ball. Whoops, sorry, go to my backhand. So I'm going to go there. Okay, so he actually hit a pretty good shot. You're making me look bad, Andre. So that was a pretty good scoop on his part. But if you really drive it at, whoop, too much of a drive. If you really drive it, it's going to be tricky for the server to do much with the ball. All right, I need to start moving my feet. Sorry. All right, so like that was what I was going for, where he's kind of like this, half volleying the ball. His weight is back. That's the advantage of this shot. It takes a little bit more precise footwork and the ability to come through it. So definitely something you need to practice. Now the final one is the Intimidator. That's the Andre Agassi or the Serena Williams. And here is a situation where you're not necessarily setting up a play so much as you're trying to be super aggressive, particularly off of a second serve. Give me like a spoon ball, kind of a second serve weak right down the middle. The thing about the second serve at the rec level is you basically know where it's going. It's going right down the plate. So you have a little bit more flexibility in terms of going after it. So the typical recommendation here is you want to have your, what you want to do ahead of the serve is pick your spot. So if the ball comes to my forehand, I'm going down the line. If it comes to my backhand, I'm going cross court. That would be the kind of thought process. So that would be backhand. I'm just going to go cross court with that thing. And when I'm further in, I could probably generate a little bit more angle with it. All right, forehand, that one goes down the line. Give me a backhand. And then backhand, I could angle it off the court like that. All right, so again, the return is, you want to be, I think the main thing you want to keep in mind is that the first serve and second serve are very much different. So you could end up, and that's obvious to a large extent, but on the first serve you might want to be way back here defending, but on the second serve you might move all the way up here. So be cognizant of where you're positioning yourself, because you might, by playing this far back, be letting your opponent off the hook, particularly on the second serve, of starting the point dictating play. And keep in mind, if I'm trying to set up a forehand rally, I might hit those returns more down the line or center, so that the next shot is probably going to be over here. So keep in mind what your ultimate goal is. If I'm, as a lefty, if I'm trying to set up the cross court backhand, my backhand rally cross court, so I can get that inside out or inside in forehand, I might send that thing cross court in that instance. And why don't we go ad court, Andre? And so as a lefty over here, if I want this cross-court relationship like that, I'm going to send most of my returns cross-court. So hit me a couple serves, just roll them in, just demoing. So yeah, so normally when I return on the ad court, I go over there because I want the next shot coming over here. It's the exact same play, basically. Go ahead. Off of the second serve, I just immediately, this backhand might go over there, even more cross-court, because I'm immediately going into the Rafael Nadal play we talk about in a different video. So it doesn't matter what side the serve comes to, I would just put it over there, because if Andre tries to redirect and I hit a decent return, I'll probably get some backhands over here where I can go to the open court. So I will be in good shape.